collecting first-party data is something that's super beneficial to you, and it's something that most people don't think of in terms of how to save money for marketing. This is something you absolutely need to know about and pay attention to. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live from Sacramento on a perfect day to talk about marketing and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you for consulting secrets. So first-party data is contact information about your clients and the people that you serve. It could be first name, it could be address, it could be email, it could be birthday, it could be phone number. But today I want to specifically target email. And so with the way that the postage service is working these days, at some point, a single stamp is going to hit $1. I remember when I was a kid, they were like 19 cents. We go back in the day. And so when you start thinking in terms of like how many things end up in the mail, how much direct mail is used, how many postcards, how many letters, how many envelopes are sent, that starts dragging on your marketing. That starts causing an extra cost that you didn't need. And so if you have first-party data that includes email addresses, you can send emails. Now, I'm going to give you rough numbers for ESPs, email service providers. That's what they are. Is for 500 emails in an ESP, it's about $110 a year. That allows you to email just about whenever you want, however you want, in the manner that you want, okay? So let's put this in perspective. For the cost of about 110 stamps, you could have reach out for an entire year. Now, this number is going to scale immensely based upon how many people that you have in your ESP file, how many emails that you have as a total, as an aggregate. And so you start thinking in terms of like, okay, how can I stay in front of my prospects? You can give them updates. Hey, just wanted to let you know there's some cool things going on. It doesn't have to be a promo. That's number 2. It could be a promo. It could be hidden specials. It can be introductions to team members. It can be a thank you. There is so many different ways that you could do this, okay? So if you start thinking in terms of how could I reach out to my client base 52 times a year, what you do is you sit down and you say, okay, well, I'm going to figure out 52 messages that I can send. And I'm going to share with you, if you take the time to do this, it's going to take you all of about a weekend or a week to come up with all this content. You're like, Scott, that's a lot of time. It's an asset. You never have to do it again. You never have to put it back together again. And then here's what you do. In conjunction with direct mail, which could be postcards, letters, envelopes, you send out email campaigns. Because like, at some point, this is going to evolve and pay for itself. And you got to know that you're going to win. And your competition isn't thinking in terms of this. Your competition's like, how do I buy more clicks? Well, that's cool. You can absolutely buy more clicks if that's what you want to do. You could absolutely go to the open market and go to the Facebooks, Taboola, Uncle Google, and buy as many clicks as you want. But why wouldn't you stay in front of the people who've already bought from you? You've already acquired that client. It's less to get them to move forward to do something different. It's less to get them to take action. Now, here's the other thing. If you have an active email subscription list, you can go to the market and you can exchange goods, services, money, split revenues when you have people join you and do a joint venture. There are so many different ways that you could do this. One of the companies that I worked with to help them a couple of years back was they had as an active amount of emails, it was 10% of their client base. And so what I suggested to them was to put a competition together and pay $1 for every email collected. And you're like, hey, Scott, $1? Really? Yeah, because when you start thinking in terms of today, that email address is worth like 50 cents. But in the future, when you start making the email list work for you, that email could be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And so by you having every email that you can get and you make it a requirement or a quasi requirement of somebody doing business with you, it starts removing marketing cost in one pool, in one puddle, and moves it over to another. So if I was going to send 1,000 letters from a mail house, it'd probably cost about $1,200. If I have all those people in my email program, I could allocate money to give off on a discount, or I could come up with more of a strategy, or I could pay a different commission. Think in terms of like, what could I do with this list once I acquire it, and how could I use it to my benefit? Not just to send to the people that are my clients, but what else can I offer? You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.